Hey folks, I'm Dieter Melhorn, and in this video you're going to get to see my son Grayson get his first Longbeard. Alright folks, it's 5 a.m. We're in turkey camp. We got our magnet on the board. We know where we're going. We got to go where we wanted to go, and we got kind of a complicated draw process here at the hunt club, but we got where we wanted to go, so I gotta go get Grayson up. What are you doing? Hey, good morning, Jesse. Good morning. What Grayson's doing. Where's he at here? Grayson. Grayson. It's Turkey 30. It's officially Turkey 30.
Finally.
It's time to get up.
Finally, it's about time.
There we go. Precious is awake now. We're going to get us a Jimmy Dean croissant. We'll be ready to go get in the woods. 30% chance of showers, 68 degrees today. Well, it was time to get our turkey clothes on, get in the truck, and head to the woods. Alright folks, Grayson and I rolling down the highway, first day of youth day. Weather looks pretty decent. We're gonna ride the gator in. It's a pretty good haul back into where we're going. I'm gonna carry a blind and some chairs and stuff in with us. It's gonna be a lot easier doing that. I usually like to walk, but we're gonna set some stuff up there for this afternoon and tomorrow. So we'll get in there well before daylight, be in there for the sunrise, see what we hear. Well, without going into a big complicated explanation system, our club's fairly large. We got a lot of members, and we've got a draw system that's fair and equitable for everybody. The only bad part is you don't know exactly, somebody may get the place you want to go to, is what it comes down to. Luckily this morning, even though I was a number that was way far back in line to pick where I was hunting, nobody had picked the place that Grayson and I had scouted in one of our previous videos. So we're going to get to go back in and hunt that chufa patch. The game plan is to go in this morning, carry a blind and some chairs in, set it up on that chufa patch, and kind of let that be our base of operations. And from there we may spike out, just depending on what the birds are doing, if we even hear anything. There's some rain coming about 3 hours away, so we'll see what happens with that. We'll see if that stays together. But right now, that's our battle plan. We weren't in the woods long, and I looked at my radar app and I saw the rain a-coming, and it was heavy. So we decided to make a break for the truck and stay dry. Grayson, what are you doing back at the truck?
It started raining.
We looked at the radar, saw the rain coming, and made a dash for the truck. We got out of here in time. We're going to get in the truck. Yeah, my old radar app just ain't for fishing. It'll keep you butt dry out here in the woods too. We're gonna sit here in the truck, get warm, chill out for a little bit, and get back in there. Looks like it may rain for about an hour or so, hour and a half. We may take a little nap, and might be a good time to get back in there after this passes. It'll be right around noon, and most of them gobblers will be away from whatever hens they got. So might be some noise going on around lunchtime. Alright folks, you see that right there? I got it pinched in the blind and I got to pop it open. Alright folks, I'm going to warn you right now, what you're about to see has some blood involved. Gum. Tough skin. Ah, there it comes. There it comes. Alright folks, I warned you.
I've had blood blisters all on my hands. I've popped some doing high bar stuff. But that, I've never had one bleed that bad.
Well, the rain finally stopped, so we got back in the woods and settled in to try to pick off a late morning gobbler. calling was working. It brought in a turkey. The only problem was it was a hen, and she didn't have a gobbler with her. Alright guys, getting up toward about 11:30. We're going to pack it up, head back to camp and have lunch. We got a little cookout going on there at the club. We had that one hen. That was the only thing that came through. She hung around for about 10 minutes. That was a pretty good show. I figured if she's standing in here calling, is not bringing anything in, we're not going to bring anything in. So it was nice having a live decoy out there trotting around making noise. After the rain, we heard one more bird off in the distance. Made a few calls, waited, sitting here hunted about an hour and a half, hadn't had anything come in. So we're going to get some lunch, rest up, and figure out what our plan is for this afternoon. We may be coming back to this same place. There were so many birds around us this morning. It's a pretty good setup, so we may just stick with it and get it out the rest of the day. Grayson in charge of driving.
Afternoon shift.
Well, we probably missed some of the best hunting of the day, which is right around lunchtime, but we got back in the woods, decided to settle in for the afternoon and try to pick off some birds coming into these food plots in the afternoon. That's very common in our area. They'll come in there, they'll feed in these food plots quite often in the afternoon and hang out in them sometimes for a couple hours before they finally go up to roost. That was our plan, so we got back in the woods, did a little bit of light calling to see what would come in. Now, one thing that always seems to happen during deer season is when Grayson falls asleep, a deer comes in. And wouldn't you know it, I look out the right side of the blind and I see something blue and white behind a tree. I give it a second, and there he is, a big Longbeard heading our way. Do you see him? Let's wait. You got the speed on him? Well, I told Grayson, when you get a shot, take it. Don't wait on me. I was trying to get some video of it out the side window and was moving the camera over to get another shot over his shoulder when...
Yes! Let's
Busted him! Busted him!
Let's go!
Make sure it's not another one. Grayson got the shot and he took it and he dropped the bird.
Yes! Yes! This is how you do it out here in the country.
Folks, we were sitting here. I gotta tell you, this happened quick. We did a little bit of... Did you hear something else?
I
Don't move. He cut down a monster. I did a little bit of calling. Just got done a calling sequence. Put it up. And I looked down to my right out the corner of the blind. And I seen blue through the trees. And it took one more step. And I seen the head. I was like, oh no, there's a gobbler. There's a gobbler coming.
That red dot was all over his neck. And, because he was between where I could
the
see
camera's
him.
shaking because my hand's shaking.
Literally. He was between the trees where the trail cam is. And there's another pine tree. I didn't want to shoot because I was scared I was going to hit the tree or the blind. So I let him get by. It took about 2 more steps. That red dot was all over his neck. I said, you know what? I was like, you're smoked. Boom.
Well, as you can tell, we were pretty excited. But I noticed there was another bird outside of the blind down to the right, and I thought there may be another gobbler coming in. South Carolina, you can take 2 birds in the same day. So we got quiet, did a little bit of light calling to see if we'd get another bird in. Turns out it was just a hen, so we let her feed on through, get on out of there, and then finally we got to go lay hands on this awesome bird.
Let's take a look at it.
Well, what happened was is when we were sitting in that blind, my dad said, "Oh my God, turkey, big one, Longbeard." And I got the shotgun up. My heart was going a million miles per hour, going boom, 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 boom. When I got that red dot on where the meat meets the feathers, boom, I shot.
Well, folks, this was one of those rare instances where all your hard work came together, and that seldom happens in hunting or fishing. You put in time scouting, looking, doing all your legwork, and usually what happens is on game day something fails, something happens. Today this hunt was not that case. He was able to take a great bird in an area that we had scouted. We knew birds were there. We had somewhat of a pattern as to what was going on and when it was going on and where it was going on. And usually what happens is you get all this information and the birds, the deer, the fish don't show up. But this time it worked out. Well, none of our hunts or fishing trips are complete without a celebratory dinner at the end of the day.
There they are, some nice T-bone steaks.
We're having our celebratory dinner here in camp. A tradition of T-bone steak. Grayson got his first turkey, and we're gonna celebrate. Heavenly Father, thank you for a wonderful day in the woods. Thank you for a great turkey that you gave Grayson. And thank you for this wonderful food to the nourishment of our bodies. Amen.
You get all the meat, eat all the meat, and then you eat the bone. You eat the meat off the bone, which is the best part of the meat.
Just in case any of y'all are wondering, vegetarian is an ancient word that was created by the Indians that means man that cannot hunt. In the end, it was a great hunt and some great father-son time in the woods, building memories that we will never forget. If you like these videos, please hit subscribe and hit that little bell symbol so you know when any new videos are up. We look forward to seeing you in the woods and on the water.